In this video, I'm going to teach you the custom AI prompts that you could use to plug in a ChatGPT to create your credit repair letters in seconds. Let's begin. All right, family. So before we get into anything, it's very important that you guys have context, right? So why are AI created custom letters the future? Very important question. The reason why is because a lot of people, whether you're an entrepreneur, consumer, whatever it may be, overthink the credit repair process because you think that you need to be a credit repair dispute warrior in order for you to get results. And that's not the case. With the rise of AI, we no longer need to rely on templated letters from platforms like Credit Repair Cloud, right? We can create our own custom letters that the credit reporting agencies aren't getting, that are the same ones that everyone else is sending, which in turn will give you a higher likelihood to get better results in your credit repair process. So that's one of the reasons why I love AI generated letters. They're personalized, right? You're not paying $27 for a template. You're getting your own letters that you are creating that is for you and by you. And also, most importantly, it removes the guesswork that going through the credit repair process. So one of the biggest things that I get from people who DM me and who are inside of my community is they are trying to ask themselves, what credit repair laws do I use, right? Do I use 15 USC this? Do I use 17 USC that? So forth and so on. With AI created custom dispute letters, you can leverage platforms like ChatGPT to be a consumer law and Fair Credit Reporting Act expert for you so that you don't have to become one. And in turn, you can still get the end result, which is the letters that are going to get the late payments, the charge-offs, and the negative items removed. So it's very important that we understand that. Now that we have that context, let's talk a little bit about what every strong dispute letter needs. The first thing that every strong dispute letter needs is the account details. So whether you're disputing on one account or you're disputing on several accounts, you want to always make sure that in your dispute letter, you're providing the account name, number, and also the type of account that you're disputing on. You want to be as specific as possible because you want to make sure you don't leave any reason for the credit reporting agencies to not go ahead and remove that item, right? You want to be as clear as day. I need this charge off, this collection, this late payment, account number 12345 XXXXX removed expeditiously. The second thing that every strong dispute letter needs is it needs to highlight the inaccuracies that are connected to the account that you're disputing on. I put 80% here, but I'll change it here for this video because the more I speak with more people, the more I realize, like, not 100%, that'd be crazy. But more than 90% of the negative items on most individuals' credit report contain some type of inaccuracy. That could either be a closed account that is showing as open on your credit report. It could be an on-time payment that's showing as late. It could be inconsistent payment history. And we're going to see some examples of it as we go a little bit further on into the video, right? It could be inconsistent payment history where you have TransUnion and Experian that's saying you're 30 days late, but Equifax is saying you're 60 days late. That's an inaccuracy. It could be different dates open or date of last payment that's listed. It could also be balance and credit limit mismatches, right? Experian is saying that the balance on this card is 5,000, but TransUnion and Equifax is saying it's 3,000. That's an inaccuracy. This is important for you to know when you're creating your dispute letter because these are the things that you can use as leverage against the credit reporting agencies to go ahead and have those items either updated to positive or removed completely. We understand the power of AI, custom AI dispute letters, and we understand the framework, right, of, well, the first two parts of the framework of what makes up our letter. The next part of what makes up our letter, right, a strong dispute letter, is the laws that we are referencing in that dispute letter to have those negative items removed. Now, this is extremely important because when I tell y'all, I get DMs every day. What laws do I use? What does this law mean? What does that law mean? There are hundreds of laws that you can use in the Fair Credit Reporting Act to get negative items removed, from repossessions going all the way down to bankruptcies, right? My go-to laws that I swear by because they are the most effective in my company, and I've seen them be the most effective for most of my students, are these two right here. So that's 15 USC 1681 EB and 15 USC 1681 I5A. The first law pretty much requires for everything on your report to be 100% accurate. I just told you guys, most negative items on your credit report usually have some type of inaccuracy that's on there. And here it's saying in the same Fair Credit Reporting Act, if in the event that you have an item that is inaccurate, right, or the credit reporting agencies can't verify why this item is accurate and should stay on your report, by law, it either needs to be updated to positive or completely removed from your report. So I call these like the 1-2 punch of the Fair Credit Reporting Act because you can use one or the other, but I like to pair them both together when creating my dispute letters to put as much pressure on the credit reporting agencies as possible to have those negative items removed, right? And once again, the beautiful thing about these two negative items is that they're not specific to a certain type of account. So it's not just for collections, not just for late payments or anything like that. You can use these two laws pretty much for anything because that's what we do in my firm at this current moment in time. And the last thing that makes up the structure of a strong credit repair dispute letter is firm demand and timeline. So you have to request that the credit reporting agencies get back to you within a certain time frame, but you have to do so in a way is within the legal parameters, if that's the word you want to use, of what they're able to do. By law, the credit reporting agencies have 30 to 45 days to respond to your dispute letters. So you can't sit here and say, I need a response back in 2 days. Like, no, you would say that you need them to respond back to your request within 30 to 35 days. And then you also want to include some type of a demand saying like, hey, this is what the next step I'm looking to take if my request is not met. In this case, sometimes what most people do to put pressure on the credit reporting agencies is they'll say, hey, if the item is not removed, if it's not updated to positive, I'm going to pursue damages that may be $1,000 for each inaccuracy that's showing on my report. So we have the framework. Once again, we have the understanding of why AI letters are powerful. We understand the different things that goes into a powerful AI credit repair letter. Now, what I want to do for you guys so that you don't have to bump your head and try and figure it out yourselves, I'm going to give you the exact AI prompts that I'm currently using in my company so that you could use it yourself, right? And I'm going to give you 3 copy and paste prompts that you could essentially use, not just 1, but 3. You could choose between any of these, right? And we're going to go through them in real time using ChatGPT so you guys can see not only what the prompts are, but what the letter is going to look like once it's done. Let's do it. The first prompt is a general dispute letter, right? You see I have it highlighted, everything highlighted here. So pretty much the prompt that you're putting into ChatGPT is, hey, write a credit dispute letter to Equifax, Experian, TransUnion regarding account, and then you plug in your account details. We talked about that earlier, right? Why you need that. The account contains the following inaccuracies. So you would have taken time before you got to this point to print your credit report out, look at the negative items that are on there, identify what those inaccuracies are, and then from there, once you highlight them, you're then relisting them in your credit repair or in this prompt so that when ChatGPT creates your credit repair dispute letter, it's clearly outlined in the letter they create for you, right? In that same letter, you're having chat reference these laws. So 15 USC 1681 EB and 15 USC 1681 I5A. And you're pretty much getting the breakdown there. And like we said earlier, if the account can't be verified or corrected, it must be removed. Include that if my request is not fulfilled within 30 to 35 days, I'll pursue litigation, right? So this prompt here, and you could screenshot it if you guys want. This prompt here follows the exact blueprint that I just gave you guys, right? From numbers 1 through 4, right? We have the account information, the inaccuracies, the laws, the demand, the timeline. It doesn't get any better than this. But once again, we're not creating the letter. ChatGPT is going to do it for us. So this is one prompt if you're going about the route of a general dispute letter. The second prompt that you could use is this one here. So similar prompt, right? We're giving the credit reporting agency, we're referencing, let's say we have a late payment that we're disputing. We're talking about the late payment. We're providing the account details that the late payment is showing on. And then from there, we're explaining that like, hey, this late payment is inaccurate because, right? And we would then explain like, well, the TransUnion is saying this, but Equifax and Experian is saying that, right? And then from there, we're referencing the same exact laws I just provided to you guys, if that is indeed the case for you. And once again, these are all placeholders, guys. So you would put your actual credit situation information in here so that you could get a letter that's custom to you. You're not taking this exactly as is. You're taking this and you're changing the placeholders with your situation. You keep the laws, but everything else that we talked about gets plugged in per your account. And then from there, you plug this in, boom, you get your late payment dispute letter back. And the third prompt that we have here is pretty much for collection. So it follows the same exact flow, right? So ChatGPT, write a dispute letter challenging the collection account that I have with IC Systems account number 12345 XYZ, right? These are the inaccuracies that the account has. Reference these 2 laws. Demand deletion of the account within 30 to 35 days. So you notice here, like very simple, very straightforward, very black and white. You guys don't have to overthink this. You can use prompts just like this, whether you want to use my prompts or tailor them however you see fit to get the same end result that I'm about to show you guys in real time, right? So what I want to do for you in real time is do actual live examples so you guys can see how easy it is for you to do, right? So you'll see here that I actually have 3 accounts. So I have a late payment account with late payments, I have a collections account, and then I have a charge-off account. So we're going to go through this together. So let's say, for example, we have this Bank of America account with charge-offs that we want to go ahead and use this general dispute letter prompt to use, right? So what we're going to do here, very simple. We're going to copy this general dispute letter prompt. We're going to come over to ChatGPT. We're going to plug in this prompt here. Boom, boom. And we're spacing it out like this so that we can kind of copy and paste our info, right? So in this case, we're going to fill in everything else. So let's say we're sending this, for the sake of this video, we're not going to include all 3 credit reporting agencies. We're just going to include, or I don't know, just we can do all 3. So Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, right? Regarding account name and number. So we're going to say, in this case, remember it's a charged off Bank of America account. So we're going to do Bank of America account, charge off. And then we're going to put the account number. So the account number for this Bank of America account, you notice that even the account number is an inaccuracy because TransUnion and Experian is saying that the account number is 97 ***, but Equifax is saying something that's entirely different, right? So if we take a quick look here, and this is good because I actually should have talked about this first. When we talk about inaccuracies that I mentioned earlier, how can we use the laws we just talked about to attack this Bank of America account? Well, for one, the payment history isn't even the same across all three credit reporting agencies. So TransUnion is showing nothing, Experian is saying you're charged off, and Equifax is saying you paid on time. Inaccuracy. We come here, date of last payment. TransUnion is saying it was on December 23rd. Experian is saying the same thing, but Equifax is saying March 1st, 2016. Inaccuracy. Here, they're saying that the date open was April 6th, but Experian is saying it was April 1st and April 1st as well. Equifax is saying the same thing as well. Inaccuracy. And a lot of times you only need one inaccuracy. If you want to front load your letters, you can put as many of them as you want. There's no one size fits all to credit repair, but just know that you're able to go ahead and do that, right? What you're going to do is you're going to take this Bank of America account. You could take any of these account numbers here, depending on what credit reporting aid. So if you're sending a letter to TransUnion, you would take this account number. Experian or Equifax, you would take the account numbers here. But let's say we're sending it for the sake of this video, once again, we're going to send it to Experian. So Bank of America, charge off, account number 97 ***, right? 97 ***, and we're going to list the inaccuracies. Right? So here, once again, for the sake of the video, normally I would go through everything, but just to be time sensitive, we don't have to, I'll plug in 2 just so you guys can see it. We could say like date of last payment, right? And then we could also say payment history, right? And then if we want to put in parentheses, Equifax is saying I paid on time. And you don't have to worry about making it polished now because ChatGPT is going to do that for you, right? Equifax is saying I paid on time. Experian is saying the account is charged off, and TransUnion isn't reporting anything. And let's say we only wanted this to be, matter of fact, we'll keep it. Now, Chat is going to take this along with all the other information we're providing and create the letter for us. So see, we already have the laws of referencing here. We have all the information that we need here. Include that if my account is not fulfilled within 30 to 35 days, I'll pursue litigation, format it professionally, address it directly to the Bureau. So now what are we going to do? We're going to send this off to ChatGPT. We wait, boom, does everything for us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Done. So all the information we gave ChatGPT, boom. Formal dispute of inaccurate reporting, Bank of America account 97, right? Dear TransUnion, I'm writing to formally dispute the inaccurate reporting of the following account on my file. Creditor, Bank of America, account number 97. The account currently contains the following discrepancies across your reporting. Date of last for payment is reported inaccurately. Payment status is inconsistent and conflicting. Equifax is reporting on-time payments. Experian is reporting as charged off. TransUnion is not reporting any payment information at all. We have the law references here. According to this demand, accordingly, I demand that this be investigated. 30 to 35 day window. If I don't have my demands met, I'm pursuing 1,000 per each inaccuracy. Now, the only other thing we do here is we copy this, come to a handy dandy Google Doc, move this last part here so they don't know it came from ChatGPT because they don't need to know that. That's not their business. Move this here. You got your dispute letter. That's it. You now come in. Now, once again, if you were, I did a much more sped up version, but if you really want to beef this letter up, you would take time to give what's going on with each inaccuracy we listed here. So like the same thing I did here where I explained like what's happening across all 3 credit reporting agencies. I would have did the same for date of last payment if we had more time, where I would have said like, hey, Experian is saying date of last payment is this, but Equifax and TransUnion is saying that. And you do that for all the inaccuracies. Or if you only want to use one, you could do that too. But now you have your custom dispute letter. And it's essentially a wash, rinse, and repeat across all three types of accounts that we have here, right? That was charge off. Same thing if we want to use the late payment, right? So we wanted to use this late payment law, right? So we come here, and I don't think we're going to have enough time to do the collection account dispute law, but I think 2 examples will pretty much give you guys a breakdown, right? Same thing. If we come here for the late payment law, come here, plug this information in, right? Space this out, space this out, space this out. So we're saying, hey, chat, write dispute letter to Experian, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Let's take a quick look at the account with late payments that we have here. It is a Capital One account. So we have this Capital One account with late payments. Boom, look at this inaccuracy here. There are other ones here, but we could just come straight to the payment history section. TransUnion is saying it's 30 days late. Experian is saying it's 30 days late, but Equifax is saying it was paid on time. That's all we need. So we come back here to this prompt. The late payment is inaccurate because TransUnion and Experian are saying 30 days late, but Equifax is saying it's paid on time for December 2021, right? We want to give the account number. So Capital One, and then what's the account number? So we have 517. Once again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to just 517086, just for the sake of the video. We know that may not be the exact number here, but we're just using this for demonstration purposes, right? So Capital One, 517, blah, blah, blah. Move this here. TransUnion and Experian are saying it's 30 days late, but Equifax saying it's paying on time. Is that actually what it said? Yeah. Come back here, send this bad boy off. We sit back, relax, wait, boom. Done. So now, same exact thing we did before. Copy this here. If we had late payments that we were disputing, come in a handy dandy Google Doc. We have our late payment dispute letter. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. What are we talking about? Come on, man. And we're good to go. And once again, we don't have to be consumer law connoisseurs, right? You have the prompts, you have the AI that's creating the letter for you, and you already have the information on your credit account. It's just a matter of plug and play. And that's pretty much it. So once again, I'm not going to take time to go through the late payment, the collection example, because you guys pretty much get the gist of it now. But that's pretty much all you're doing, right? And on your own, when you actually guys are taking the time to do this yourself, once ChatGPT creates your letter, you're going to copy it into Google Docs. You're going to add the essentials. So you're going to make sure, always make sure in your dispute letters, you include proof of address. So whether it's a utility bill or a bank statement, you want to provide proof of ID, driver's license or your passport, not the physical thing. Obviously, you don't send these people your actual license, pictures. And then you also want to include, sometimes people do this, sometimes people don't, but if you can, include a copy of your social security card, just because the credit reporting agencies have been a lot more strict when it comes to verifying identity. And if you can provide your SSN, you're good to go. And then from there, once you have your credit repair dispute letter, you come here, download that bad boy as a doc, and you're ready to fly. And that's pretty much it, right? So once you get access to your letter, you save it as a Google Doc, you print it out, you can either send it out via the post office, or you can go ahead and send it out. You could send it out via online mailing. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So thank you all guys once again. Hope you guys received immense amount of value from this video. If you did and you're interested in learning more, I actually host a free class. I have actually host a free class that's coming up where I'm going to be teaching you guys every single week strategies like this and so much more. If you're interested in becoming a member of the free class, once again, it's absolutely free. Go ahead and click the link in the description below. Or if you're interested in working in my team so we could do these things for you and by you, go ahead and head over to the link in the description as well to takeoffinancial.com. That's all for this video, family. Until next time, peace.